So the prep times up. First of all, we appreciate the both teams to proceed to the semi-final. So from the positive, we have 1A, and from negative, we have Tokyo E. So I'm the Ryota Yoshi, and as a panel, we have the 6th aggregator as follows. The motion for this round is this house will allow doctors to use placebo treatment. Without any further ado, we'd like to call upon the Prime Minister to open the side of Dante within 7 minutes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The doctor's mission is to save patients' lives by using effective way. And today we have 3 models. First, two models. When doctor expect patients to recover or patients will get worse unless they use placebo, we allow that doctor just to use placebo. And because the doctors are professional and they know many cases of patients and they can judge rationally. And secondly, the case of contagious disease, we do not allow to use because they may spread their disease by placebo. So we do not allow in this case. And our ultimate goal is to save more patients or there and become better condition who is likely to recover when we use placebo. And today we have 3 points to say. Firstly, how placebo can help the patients to recover, and secondly, why we cannot save those patients in current situation, and thirdly, justification. So let me move on our first point. Placebo is kind of the doctor used placebo, for example, by giving a tablet by saying it is vitamin tablet. If you continue to take in, you'll be better. And this can make people believe that they will be better, because the power of belief is strong that enables you to recover and save your lives. And for example, the 60 years old man had cancer, but he didn't believe it, and he believed he is fine. And the cancer disappeared in reality, and he could survive. But not everybody can believe by themselves. Doctor, the professional, has to persuade them and to make them have hope. For example, the soccer player who had disease and cannot move their legs, and the doctor and he believed he can never ever achieve his dream because of the disease. But doctor gave him the the tablet for placebo, and if you drink this, you can be better. So you can continue. If you continue rehabilitation, you can make your dream come true again. And then the soccer player start rehabilitation, and he can recover, and because he trusts the doctor so much, because he is a professional, and he can make his dream come true again. So placebo helps some people who believe placebo can save people who believe they are not likely to recover, change their belief that they have possibility to recover, and this is so strong power. Yes, please.
So if people know that there is a placebo treatment, we don't think that terminal illness people can't believe that they have to spend their time with anxiety all the time. We don't think that is
Terminal disease.
okay. Sorry, terminal illness.
We said in our model, when doctor expects patients to recover, we allow them to use placebo. So this terminal illness is not the case. And in the status quo, why we cannot save these people? Because some people strongly believe in that they cannot recover. Their condition gets worse and worse. For example, soccer player, as I said, continue to believe they cannot recover, and in their paradigm, the doctor may persuade by using explain in professional knowledge, but this is so difficult for ordinary people to understand. Rather the magical word that you will recover by doing some action is strong to change their belief. So in the current situation, the soccer player cannot understand why he has possibility to recover, and he cannot make effort for rehabilitation. So and please imagine, if you are sick, you have cancer, you feel much worse, even if it's a little cancer. Patients without professional knowledge instinctively and instantly guess their situation. So even if there is way to cure by using placebo, so your condition will get worse and worse. And doctor cannot save those people, even if they know there are effective ways. And principle, I would like to explain justification. When result is good, it's all right, because generally white lie is allowed, because it may conceive the truth, but this itself is not sinful, and doctor's mission is to save people's lives, and persuading patients make feel better and healthier, so it is justifiable. And the case when lie is not allowed is when lie sacrifice more things than they can get. So and they don't. So the burden to their side is why when doctor rationally judge people. They can say people, they must not use placebo. We beg to propose this motion.
Okay, thank you, Prime Minister, for your remarks. Next, we'd like to invite leader of opposition to open the side negative cases within 7 minutes. Here.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, doctor is the only actor who can cure their patient diseases, so that is their role. However, they can give treatment for patients only as long as there is consent. So, but however, in the context the doctor used placebo, there will never be consent between the patient and doctors. That is the uniqueness of the placebo treatment, and that is what we see problematic. Two things from leader opposition. Firstly, if we allow doctors to use placebo, there will be many patients who will die in the despair if they were deceived by the doctors at the end of their life. And secondly, the fact that government allowed doctors to use placebo causes anxiety of patients, and that is counterproductive for the effect of placebo treatment. And this second point is directly engaged to their point. So my rebuttal is integrated in my argument. But on to my first, at the end of their life, the patients will feel serious despair and serious distrust to the doctors. So think about the terminal care, like the cancer or so on. So in those situations, it is true there is still the possibility to some extent. However, it's comparatively low, and so people should have choice to pass, still continue to pass the way to cure their disease, or accept the fact that they will die someday, and try to spend the satisfying life, rest of life. So we believe that they have these two choices. However, if doctors say that there's a medicine you can use and there's possibility to cure your disease, so the patients will choose that way using medicine. However, because it is placebo treatment, there's only low possibility to cure those diseases. And however, doctor never can tell that fact to the patients, because the most important thing to make the placebo effect is that the patients have the preconception that the medicine works scientifically. So the doctors can never tell the truth about the medicine. So firstly, that is very dishonest, and secondly, that if there's more like those placebo treatments is more likely to fail to cure those diseases, and then the patients or their families wonder that why the disease is not cured, and may ask the doctor, is this medicine is really effective? So in that situation, we believe that doctors should open the information that we use the placebo, and then the patient and family will feel serious despair and anger or sadness or so on, that because they were deceived by the doctor, and sacrifice the way the spending for the rest of their life in satisfied. So yes, for this reason, we say that internal care, it is so problematic to allowing using placebo. And secondly, the anxiety caused by taking this motion. So as I told you, the most important thing to make the placebo effect is the preconception of the patient. So if the government allow doctors to use placebo treatment, so after that, patients will think that when they are given some medicine or some treatments by the doctors, they may think it is maybe placebo. It is maybe placebo or not. So I don't know. However, as long as there is possibility, they feel that placebo treatments become more and more unlikely to succeed in curing the diseases. Yes. So what I mean is, allowing placebo treatments is truly counterproductive to cure those diseases of patients. So, and yes, summarizing my speech, the first reason allowing to use placebo is the distrust and betrayal for the patients, and because there is no consent because of the uniqueness of the nature of placebo treatment, and so it is principally unjustifiable. And secondly, practically, the placebo treatments will not work effectively. There's very little possibility to cure those patient diseases. So, for all those reasons, we are very proud of both things.
Okay, thank you, Leader Petition, for your remarks. Next, we'd like to invite Member of Government to extend side affirmative cases within 7 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, because there is no notion that the placebo is bad things, the doctor always needs to tell citizens the truth, which is sometimes bad, gives bad effects to the citizens. We believe this is, and because of that, the citizen cannot get hope to be cured, and it led them rather worse situation. We believe it's really unjustifiable that the government gives them such a harsher situation that to let them decrease their hopes. That's why we're happy to propose. Now, I have two arguments today. The first argument is why it's legitimate for doctor to tell the white lie. And secondly, I will explain the comparative analysis of the worst case scenario. So before that, I have the two rebuttals for them. The firstly, they're talking about consent. But firstly, we believe the consent doesn't matter in case. Why is that? Because let me explain why and when consent is needed. Because we need a consent in order to give the citizen a platform to decide how to die or how to live or how much money you will cost to that cure. However, this case is different from that because it's not give you blood of others. So never be cost a lot of money. It means that if there are no consent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it can never be your sin or it can never harm you because of the expense. So it's okay. And secondly, even if consent matter, we believe that going to the doctor itself is a consent to be cured, right? Because we go to the doctor because we want to be cured and we want to be better enough. And soccer players go to the doctor because they want to play active in the soccer field again in the future, right? So we don't understand the consent, why they're talking about consent. Yes.
Yes, we agree that patients go to the doctor because they want to be cured. However, we are talking about it's important how they will be cured, and we believe that patients should decide the way to be cured.
Yes, because they can choose how to survive. They will take the surgery when they become cancer, and they can choose a medical treatment. But placebo doesn't matter because of this reason that the placebo that you don't need a consent. And thirdly, even if someone cannot cure because of the cure, we believe it's not mutually exclusive. that we cannot save that terminal illness patient. So we don't. So it's okay. So secondly, they're talking about some patients will worry about, oh, maybe doctor will give them good things because of, and that may be a placebo. But it's completely okay, right? Because that situation is occur when you are healthy enough. So you are healthy enough so that you may worry about it. But because you are healthy, it's not really relevant to this debate. So next, let me move on to my argument. So why it is okay to tell a white lie? We believe it is okay to tell a false information for the sake of goodness, because we believe that telling lie is bad thing because it will give others a harm. Right? For example, like you deceive, like calling the ore sagi or something like that. So we believe even if cannot cause the harm, the telling lie is okay. For example, like we tell children, oh, when we're drinking alcohol, oh, you cannot drink this because this is too bad for it. But this tastes so bad, so that children can like give up drinking it. So and as an analogy, we allow police to let media to broadcast false information when criminal are like criminal, when police cannot arrest a criminal in the city, because this lie is needed in order to protect the social security and arrest that criminal. So why it's applicable? Because the doctor is the only actor who can save that the soccer player, for example, so the children who are suffering from cancer, and because the doctor has credibility to do it, we need to let them alone to do so, because their job is to prolonging the life of the citizens. So we believe that. So the problem here is that the telling lie is acceptable or not, and we believe that telling lie is acceptable as long as some citizens can be cured because of a placebo. So so as a government, we need to give doctor a choice to prolonging the life or to getting the hope again. So why this is important? Because we believe the health is the base of all of the happiness. If the soccer player can believe that you can be secure and do a rehabilitation very hard, you can play active in the future, right? So because the health is so important, that we need, and all of the basis of the pleasure or happiness for you, we need to do so. So comparative analysis, and even if some people get a mental problem, we believe it's okay because we can save a more amount of people. So let me use a criteria of more amount or number of people who can be secured from the suffering situation. Now, why this criteria is valid? Because when lying is acceptable or give the benefit for them, we can tell a white lie, as I told you. And we believe the number is the best objective measure to know whether it's acceptable or not, or how many people can be secured from that. So because we can reasonably say that more patients are more likely to regain the hope, we are happy to propose. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, member of government, for your remarks. Next, we'd like to invite the member of opposition to extend the signing of the cases within 7 minutes. Thank you.
If I were a cancer child who had tried placebo effect but finally didn't succeed, and suddenly told that your placebo effect did not succeed, and next day you're gonna update, if I were a parent of that children, I think that I would say, well, I would like to say to doctor that give back the time that we could have spent more time in a different way. If I was like a player who did that, on a bad thing, they cannot consent. While we can consent, like under our task, probably there will be no placebo program, but at least we can guarantee the consent. That at least we can give them opportunity to decide what they can do. That is the right of self-decision. But under the self-house, the time they spend have never been given back. Therefore, we say that this rebuttal is fundamentally important. Then let's engage with the principal argument. Okay, so let's take the principal argument that say, if the result is good and if result is good, that is okay. But first we say the result is not guaranteed. But secondly, we say that let's take at the best. Well, probably, they're a professional who knows which job's best suited for you. You have to follow the professional, right? Because if they're a lawyer who perfectly understand what is the best solution for your, legitimate problem without consent, probably you have to reveal your own privacy in doing so. But if the lawyers say so, you have to follow that without actually talking about your decision. That is, we think that's the logic that they use. We think that is, unless they prove the difference from that, we say that it is something infringe on right to self-determination just to strengthen our arguments. And they also talk about a white lie is okay because a doctor is the only actor who is credible. But what we told you in my first speech is that credibility itself won't succeed, it is very difficult to keep in the first place. How? So I will explain now. So on to my first argument. So we said that in the worst case, people won't trust in doctor and won't go to hospital. How? So the reason why they go to, the media told us that the reason why they go to hospital is because they want to be cured. Not really. Why? Because if there is a pain, we go to doctor. I take the example of soccer player. Soccer player does not necessarily go to pain because they want to go. They want to be cured. Probably because one, they feel pain. But two, we say that, well, if there is a possibility that you might be deceived by doctors, well, we say that those people will hesitate to go in the first place because they can know that that medicine you're given by those doctors is something credible. We always calculate the worst case scenario that hard rehabilitation still can't play. Therefore, we say that for those soccer players who actually knows the worst case scenario, who can predict the worst case, we think they won't go to doctor any longer. Any longer. That's how. It is impossible for them that. Well, some people go and some people won't go. It is impossible to distinguish these people because they can't tell the truth. They use placebo. Therefore, all the single person will be told that we can use medicine, but they will distrust under the self-house. So finally, about comparative. So imagine, what we told you is that not about a mental illness, not only about a physical illness, a physical harm, but we told you that the time which we could have spent in a better way, probably spending the rest of the time with family or eating some processed food, will be deprived because of the hard rehabilitation or other things. And the reason why, let's compare with the best case scenario. Probably the majority of people, I don't know how, majority of people will suffer, will get better. But as long as there are people who can't get better, who can't get better, well, we say that this plan should not be taken. Why? Because when we say the vulnerability of people, we say that people who are forced to be in a worse situation is more vulnerable than people who actually can't get better. And the clear difference is consent. Whether we can have a right to self-determination. We fight for the children who have cancer. We fight for the soccer player for their choice and opportunity. Very proud of those.
Thanks, member of opposition. Next, we'd like to invite the leader of opposition to summarize and to start the reply speech within 4 minutes. Thank you.
let's judge this based on the criteria scale of harm for patients. And we want to talk about the importance of consent between the patients of doctors, which yes, this is a very important criteria to see this debate. And based on this, I will compare the both sides' argument. Firstly, the government side says that in principle that it can be justified to tell a white lie as long as there is possibility of good result. First, in this point, we strongly oppose that because, as my partner clearly told you, there should be consent between when the patients decide what kind of treatment they will be given. So, because the patients should have the right to determine themselves, should have body autonomy. So if we take the logic, the doctor can impose any kind of treatment to the patients as long as there is possibility to be cured. So we think it is so problematic, problematic and unjustifiable because just simply the patients have body autonomy and right to self-determine. And yet, next, the government side said that by allowing the use of placebo, they can save the larger number of people, and that is good thing. The objective is that is good thing. However, firstly, we doubt and even deny that. Because as we told you that, but if the possibility of using placebo medicine, the patients knows that. So patient thinks that maybe this treatment, maybe this medicine is placebo, and which means the sign an ineffective way to cure their disease. So that causes anxiety, and this anxiety is greatly lessens the effectiveness of the placebo medicines. So in practically also it is so counterproductive to save many people. And on the other hand, we opposition side told you that so what harm is imposed to those patients if we take this motion is that irreversible harm. What is the deprived time which they could use in different way if they were not deceived by the doctors, like staying home with their family, accepting their death, and staying home with their family or go touring, and that kind of spending their rest of life insatisfied. So they're depriving those precious time, and that is irreversible. It's an irreversible thing, and so it is so important to protect that. And yes, the importance of consent. And yes, as if we take not placebo medicine, there is still possibility to fail to cure. However, as long as there is consent between the patient and doctor, can be a choice to use that medicine. However, because of the nature of placebo, it is unique, which is uniqueness. There never can be consent between patients and doctors. So as long as there is no consent, we shouldn't use placebo. So we're very proud to oppose it.
Thanks, substitution reply speaker. Lastly, we'd like to invite the government side reply speaker to conclude the semi-final round within 4 minutes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In our paradigm, doctor doctors make every effort to save patients and can save more patients while making consent, and that's the reason why we win this debate. And today I would like to summarize this debate comparing 2 points: which side can save more patients, and second, legitimacy. But before moving on my arguments, I would like to